What I'm going to be talking about today is getting started and getting a plan in place, how motivation affects your goal setting, and then how you go from motivation to having to rely on discipline. It could be weight loss, it could be that you're working towards some kind of fitness target or sporting target. It could be just getting started, getting across the threshold, actually getting through the door into the gym. Usually these things come about because you'll have a bit of a flurry of motivation. That motivation comes to you, you think, great, this time next year I'm going to be X weight, or I'm going to run my first 10K. Now, at the moment, it's difficult to plan for a lot of things because of what's going on. What I've been finding with a lot of clients is that we're trying to get started and it keeps stuttering to an abrupt halt because there's no actual events to plan. So if you've got the motivation, you're getting started, you've got your target in mind, be it weight loss, be it a sporting event, being just getting started in the gym. That's your big cycle or your macro cycle. So how do we get there? Well, as with all good plans, you need to start with your end goal in mind, break it up into some smaller goals or cycles, and then those mesocycles we're going to break down into even smaller cycles, your microcycles. That's where the detail comes in. Your kind of shorter term goals, maybe looking from anything from 4 to 6 week goal setting. At this point, you've got motivation, you've come up with your goal, and you're going to start planning. Motivation is great, and this is where we start setting, or we start doing the research, we see what training routines are out there, we start planning what times we're going to get for our 10K. But what we need to do is get that plan in place before the motivation disappears, because although motivation is the key, the only problem with motivation is that it's very fickle. Motivation can be great on a Monday, it could completely disappear on a Tuesday. What you're left with is your discipline. It's a lot easier to stay disciplined when you have a plan to stick to. I like to go through, with my clients, I like to go through a planning phase, but try and plan it so that they have a series of short-term goals that they can stick to along the way towards their long-term goal. And you maybe want to throw in some other goals to help you along the way. So that could be things like a weight loss target, or getting into the gym to make sure that you're bulletproofing yourself. I've got a pair of jeans or a shirt that I'd like to fit into. But more importantly, for your 10K target, you actually want to get out of the door and go for a run. Short-term goals that are achievable, that you can get over the next 4 to 6 weeks. If you're struggling with motivation, just start and see how you go. So if it's a gym session, go in, do your first 3 movements, see how you get on. If you're not feeling it, you'll know pretty quickly, but usually you'll find that you'll end up completing the session or getting a good workout in. It's the same with going out for a run. So Paula Radcliffe, for example, she always used to say that if she was out running and struggling and felt like she wanted to stop, she would speed up first, just to see if it was a bit of a motivational dip. Getting started, not relying on motivation because it's fickle, it will disappear. But what we do want to rely on is your plan and your discipline. Make the plan when you're feeling motivated, rely on the plan and your discipline. If you've got any questions, get in touch with me on here. Get me on Messenger, or you can message me on Instagram.